Today on Sports Paws, the men's ice hockey team takes on Umass Lowell in a home-and-home. We'll show you the highlights, and Mark Spillane will stop by to break down how the Bobcats dismantled the Riverhawks.
Plus, Jess Rusin breaks another Quinnipiac record, and the field hockey team is on a roll. All that and more coming up on Sports Paws.
Roll the open. Hello everyone and welcome to Sports Paws. I'm Jordan Siegler.
And I'm Giovanni Mio. So Jordan, what a week for Quinnipiac sports as field hockey continues to win.
But on the other hand, Gio, as men's soccer continues their success, they might have to finish the season without one of their key pieces.
But first, let's talk some ice hockey. After going 1-1 in the Kendall Hockey Classic last weekend, the men's ice hockey team dropped in the USCHO polls from 11th to 14th overall in the nation. The UMass Lowell Riverhawks fell to number 9 in the rankings after an upset loss to Sacred Heart Pioneers. The Riverhawks were ranked number 1 in the country in the preseason polls. Miami of Ohio replaces Lowell in the number 1 spot.
After the long trip to Alaska last week, the Bobcats took a much shorter trip to visit the now 9th-ranked UMass Lowell Riverhawks. The Riverhawks were defeated in the semifinals last year by eventual national champion Yale. This was the first game of a home-and-home series between the two teams, and both teams are 1-1 on the year and are looking at this top 20 matchup as an opportunity to move up the national rankings. Bobcats taking on the UMass Lowell Riverhawks in Lowell, Massachusetts at the Tsonga Center. We picked this one up in the first period, and the face-off here is going to be won by the Bobcats. Connor Jones with the shot, saved by Hellebuck. QU could not get on the board in the first period. Later on in the first, it's Chris Menitia for the Riverhawks, passing to Michael Fallon with the shot, saved by Gartig. And the score is tied at 0 after the first period into the second period. Face-off won by Bryce Van Brabant on the power play. Federico over to Tolkinen, to Samuels Thomas, back to Tolkinen, to Federico, over to Peter Quenneville over to JST for the score, and the Bobcats up 1-0. JST's first goal of the season, and a power play goal at that. A little later in the period, a scramble in the corner, and the puck's being picked up here by Connor Jones, and he gets it to Connor Clifton, who shoots, but it's blocked by Josh Holmstrom, and the puck is picked up by Samuels Thomas, who gets it back to Clifton. Another shot. This one's going to find the back of the net for the score. Quinnipiac taking a 2-0 lead. That's Clifton's first career goal. Lowell's going to be threatening now. Joseph Pendenza coming down the side. He's going to shoot the puck once, saved by Gartig. Another shot, another save. And the Bobcats still up 2-0. Bobcats are going to add to the lead. Another scramble in the corner, and it's Samuels Thomas to Connor Jones over to Derek Smith with the shot and the score. Derek Smith's second goal of the season on only his second career shot. The Bobcats up 3-0 now. Still in the second, Josh Holmstrom trying to make something happen for the Riverhawks. He's going to take this puck around the net, and a beautiful save by Michael Gartig. Gartig at 21 saves. Lowell would add a goal in the third. Bobcats win it 3-1. Here's Ram Pecknold after the game.
We made a lot of mistakes tonight. It's early in the season. We've got 11 freshmen and 3 sophomores that really didn't play a lot last year. So we got a lot of young guys, a lot of inexperience in the lineup, and we're going to be a much better team in December and January than we are now. And the thing that I'm really focusing on with our players is that we need to compete, we need to battle. And that was something we were very good last year with. And we can have a play where we make 3 mistakes in a row, and if somebody's competing his tail off, he can bail everybody out. I think we saw that tonight. I think whether it was Gartsy or Hibbler had a big block there the one time, there was block shots or guys diving. So, I was real happy with our compete level, our battle mode. I thought it was a good road intensity. But there's a plethora of things we need to clean up. It's early, it's October. We've only had, not even 10 practices, whatever it is. So there's a lot of things we need to get better with, and our freshmen are still kind of learning our system, and I think more than that, learning our identity. But we took a step forward tonight with that.
We now have Mark Spillane to give us the story of Friday night's game. Mark, take it away.
Thank you, Jordan. A couple of things the Bobcats did right on Friday night was they skated well. They certainly didn't waste any time getting into the offensive zone. They knew when to pass and they knew when to carry the puck. At times we've seen this team over a couple of years in past that they maybe would pass too much and they would be afraid to just carry the puck into the zone and set something up. Friday night, they didn't do that. They didn't mess around with that kind of stuff. They just went straight into the zone, set up, and then did some passing. Speaking of passing, they did a good job of taking away some passing lanes of UMass Lowell. UMass Lowell, a defensive-minded team that isn't afraid to break out every now and then. Quinnipiac kind of suffocated that breakout ability and kept them in their own zone. Something else that they did well is they knew when to shoot the puck. Other times we've talked about in the past with this team over the past couple of years is that they hesitate to shoot the puck. They're a pass-first team. A lot of these guys are very unselfish. They want to help each other out. Well, on Friday night, they got a few opportunities to shoot it, and it worked out, getting the victory. But there were things that they need to work on, one being discipline. They gave up 7 power plays to UMass Lowell on Friday night. Luckily for them, they were able to kill all of them off, showing why they had the best penalty kill in the nation last year, and it's off to a great start so far this year. But every single night, if you're going to give up 7 power plays, that's not going to work. You're definitely going to run into some trouble if you keep doing stuff like that. So that's certainly something they need to work on. Overall, a very good game, an aggressive forecheck, a good job taking away passing lanes, not hesitating when they had opportunities, but they need to cut down on some penalties. So far, so good for the Bobcats. That's the story of Friday night's game.
Second game of the home and home series between the UMass Lowell Riverhawks and the Quinnipiac Bobcats. This time for the TD Bank Sports Center, first home game of the season. Look, it's Eric Hartzell, former Bobcats goalie. Banner night as they raised 3 banners up before the game starts. The sold-out student section here at the TD Bank Sports Center. The team's getting ready to play the second game of the series, trying to go for the sweep and bring out the brooms. And Riverhawks will strike 5 minutes in. Off the boards, Michael Colantone picks up the puck, goes to Ryan McGrath, who gets it between the 5-hole of Michael Gartique for the goal. UMass Lowell takes an early 1-0 lead, but Quinnipiac responds quickly. Connor Jones on the puck with a 2-on-1 advantage. Shoots it, ding, fries are done. Right over the crossbar, and the Bobcats tie the game at 1. Midway into the second period, it's deja vu all over again, this time with a different twin. Kellen Jones, 2-on-1, shot off the crossbar into the net, and the Bobcats would now take a 2-1 lead for the shorthanded goal, but not even 5 minutes later. Derek Smith to Peter Quenville. Back to Smith to Dan Federico. You down with JST? Yeah, you know me. With the sniper! Bobcats take a 3-1 lead. And then later on in the third period, near the end of the game, UMass Lowell gives up an empty net. Matthew Pekka trying to give the Bobcats a 3-goal lead. Pekka with the wide open shot. He shoots. Don't! Missed it wide right. And UMass Lowell would try their best to come back, but the Bobcats were too much as they would eventually win this game 3-1 and sweep the series against the Riverhawks. The number 14 Bobcats are now 3-1 after the weekend. We now bring back Mark Spillane to recap how Q was able to come away with the win. Take it away, Mark.
Thanks a lot, Gio. Let's take a look at how the Bobcats were able to take advantage of some UMass Lowell mistakes on Saturday night. First of all, you had Connor Jones going to take a great pass here from Derek Smith. So let's stop it real quick. We'll take a look at Derek Smith. You can't see Connor Jones. He's out of the frame, but he is up here. And this pass is going to split these 2 defenders right here and make its way over to Connor Jones. And he does a nice job of sneaking in behind this guy and this guy for Lowell. And he's only got 1 guy left in front of him. So you'll see right there. Now he's got 1 person in front of him. He's got 1 Lowell defender, and you got Doug Carr, the goaltender, up here. So what Connor Jones is going to do is he continues going this way. He's using this defender as a screen, and he's going to shoot it to the far side. So keep an eye on this spot of the goal. So let's take a look at how Connor Jones is able to do that. Uses the screen right to the right side of Doug Carr, can't handle it. Bobcats even it up at 1. Just a few minutes later now, we're going to go into the second period. It's going to be his brother who's going to score. This time, instead of even strength, it's a penalty kill. And the big thing that happens here is this guy, Adam Chappie. He's a forward, and he tries to pinch in to help out with the power play. You can see all 4 Bobcats are back. Here's Kellen Jones right here. Problem with this is he mistimes it, and he doesn't get the loose puck, and Kellen Jones does instead. And what happens then is Kellen Jones picks it up and goes the other way, and Chappie gets caught off guard. So you can see as they start going the other way, Chappie's right here trying to keep up, and he's just unable to. Take a look at what happens. Chappie's trying to keep up so hard that he's actually falling down behind the play, and that's causing him to lose even more speed. No way he's going to be able to keep up now. Speaking of which, you got a 2-on-1 coming. It's Matt Pekka is going to come all the way up the ice on the left side. Kellen Jones continues to push it down the right side like this. And Joe Houck is the lone defender back for UMass Lowell. He does a pretty good job of taking away the passing lane, so we'll take a look at that. But Kellen Jones says, I don't need any passing lanes because I'm going to score either way. You can see right here, Houck's got the stick on the ice. Pekka's looking for the pass. Kellen Jones is looking at him, but he sees there's nothing there, and he realizes his best option is to go this way with the shot. And that's exactly what he does. And similar to his brother, he goes to the low blocker's side and beats Carr. So let's take a look. You can see, rings off the pipe right here. Kellen Jones scores. Bobcats take the lead. This was part of the game where you could see the Bobcats really starting to take control. So after the UMass Lowell penalty, it gives the Bobcats a power play opportunity, and they didn't waste much time. They win the ensuing faceoff, and then take a look at this passing. Back and forth, Derek Smith over to Zach Tolkinen to Jordan Samuels-Thomas. Now here's the issue for Lowell. First of all, Van Brabant's got a screen right in front of Doug Carr. That's an issue. Peter Quenneville's ready for a rebound on this side. You can see he's got his stick in a shooting position, also looking for a potential pass through this lane from Samuels-Thomas. The thing for Samuels-Thomas, though, is he's not looking for that because he sees all this space he has right here. This is way too much space. There's no reason why this defender shouldn't be much closer to Samuels-Thomas. He can see everything. He knows where his shooting lanes are. He can see he has a screen in front, and he's a sniper, and he knows it. So he's not going to waste any time. He takes one step forward, and he goes and shoots this puck because he understands that he's got an opening. Shoots the puck, scores, helps score the power play goal for the Bobcats. That put them up 3-1, and that was really the clincher for the game. They held on throughout the third period, but that was really the one that sealed the deal for Quinnipiac. Jordan Samuels-Thomas is off to a great start. 2 power play goals in as many nights. Helped the Bobcats win the game on Saturday. So far, Quinnipiac looks pretty good. Back to you guys.
Rand Pecknold and his squad will host 2 of their 3 games this week at the TD Bank Sports Center. The first is Tuesday, October 22nd, as Quinnipiac takes on the Bentley Falcons. The Bobcats then share a home-and-home with the Holy Cross Crusaders Friday and Saturday afternoon.
They say when it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, that's exactly what Quinnipiac decided to do in regards to the men's ice hockey team. The university and coach Rand Pecknold have agreed to a contract extension that will keep Pecknold at Quinnipiac through the 2017-2018 season. Pecknold is currently in his 20th year as coach of the Bobcats. Up ahead in the program, the men's soccer team faces 2 conference foes looking to stay undefeated in conference play. We also have a sit-down with field hockey forward Jess Rusin, and we'll take a look at the team's action from the weekend as Rusin continues to make her mark on the QU record books. All that coming to you after the break.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. QCash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney, here at Ray and Mike's.
Join us on November 3rd at 10 a.m. for the 2nd annual Bobcat Dash, a 3-mile obstacle course race starting at Mount Carmel campus and ending on York Hill. Teams of 4 will go over hurdles, power through a bouncy house, trek through water, and much more. Prizes will be awarded for top male and female and best costume. Register your team for free at www.imleagues.com to be a part of the race of a lifetime. Be the one to survive the Bobcat Dash.
The men's soccer team came into the week 2nd in the MAC behind Monmouth with a record of 2-0-1. With the goal of advancing past Monmouth, the Bobcats welcomed in the Red Foxes of Marist. However, the story of this game would not be the final score, but an injury to Quinnipiac's top player. Bobcats taking on the Marist Red Foxes at the QU soccer field in a MAC conference game in the first half. We start, the ball is going to come in, and it's going to be kicked, and then picked up here by Simon Hine, who's going to find Rafael Carvalho, and Carvalho's going to shoot, but a save by the goalie, Anthony Sokolski. Sokolski had a very good game. Later on, it's Carvalho again getting around the Marist defender. Another shot and another save by Sokolski. Sokolski had 7 saves in the game. But here, a corner kick, and it's Toby Esch with the header in for the goal. Quinnipiac taking the 1-0 lead. That's Esch's first of the year. Into the second half we go. Brandon Straingood with the ball. He passes to Sam Nickel, who passes to Rafael Carvalho. And Carvalho with the shot, and it's wide. Soon after that, Marshall Baker with the ball here. A nice move there. He passes it here. Marco Spanos is going to find it. He gets it to Ashton Pett. who's going to kick it towards the goal, and another save by Sokolsky. Maris threatening here, and it's MJ Stelwag getting around Sam Nickel. The shot wide, and he is frustrated. Now a scary moment here for the Bobcats, a corner kick. Boran Goida knocks it away, but you're going to see here a lot of contact on this one, and then Goida goes down. He would not return in this one, and he'd be replaced by backup goalkeeper Jason Vancura. Now there are still 6.5 minutes to play in this one, but the Bobcats would hold on to the 1-0 lead, defeating the Marist Red Foxes and remaining undefeated in conference play.
Entering this week, the men's soccer team remained undefeated in the MAC with a 3-0-1 record after their 1-0 win against Marist. They would be tested Saturday as they hosted the Canisius Golden Griffins. Senior Simon Hyde recorded his 7th goal of the season in the first half. Sam Nickel also scored for the Bobcats en route to a 2-1 win. Goalkeeper Jason Vancura recorded 7 saves in his first start of the season.
With her 9th goal of the season, Jess Rusin made history. The senior surpasses Heather Cady on the Quinnipiac all-time goals list with 32. The Quinnipiac field hockey team is starting to heat up as well, winning 7 of their past 8 games. Earlier in the week, Q30 Sports Zone Nick Dench sat down with Rusin during Bobcat Breakdown to talk about the record and how they will try to sustain their recent hot streak.
I'm joined by the newest Quinnipiac record holder, Jess Rusin. Jess scored her 32nd career goal on Sunday against Sacred Heart, passing Heather Cady for the all-time goal list. And first, congratulations on that.
Thank you.
I know we had a little confusion going into the game as to what that is. So after the game, you were a little nervous that you didn't have it. After letting it sit in that you actually did get it, how are you reacting to it now?
Well, it's an incredible feeling, and I'm really lucky because going into college, you don't think that I never would have thought that this would have happened to me. I didn't even think it was an option, really. When you come in as a freshman, you want to make an impact on the team. You want to contribute as much as possible, but I never would have thought that this was even imaginable, so it's really exciting.
And you've played with Kristen Engelke and Danielle Allen together for 3 years now. How has that pairing along with you made you better?
Well, I love playing with the two of them. Playing with them is just so natural. We are just constantly moving, constantly flowing together, and I think they help to achieve my goal just because their talent is so high that they have constantly pushed me and made it almost competitive. You want to not outplay them, but you want that spot on the field. They're pushing me, I'm pushing them, so it helped me to reach my goal.
And towards this Sunday's game, the record started to creep up, and you started to feel it a little bit. How did that play an impact on your game?
Well, it probably was on my mind more than I would have liked it to be. I try not to think about stats. I didn't even know that those were my stats. I kind of just go out and play. I don't like things to get in my head. But as it was getting closer, people kept talking about it, and I was just trying to keep my head clear, just go out and play, I know how to play, put the ball in the net, and keep it simple.
How do you keep those things out of your head?
I just try not to think about it. Everybody thinks about it, especially when you're striving for such a high goal, but I don't think it affected my play that much. I would like to think so.
And lastly, how is getting that goal out of the way early in conference play, how is that going to affect you going down the road in conference play?
I think, if anything, getting the goal early will just help me in the future and help the team in the future, because now it's my one goal, it's kind of out of the way. Now we can focus on playing the conference games, winning the MAC championship, and it's not going to be easy, but I think when we work together, it's something that is definitely a possibility in the future.
After studying the Quinnipiac field hockey all-time goals record last week, Jess Rusin had a new objective, the all-time points record. Going into the weekend, Rusin was 3 points away from claiming that honor. After winning their first conference game last week against Sacred Heart, Rusin and company took on the Robert Morris Colonials this past weekend in search of another MAC win. Field hockey has been on a roll lately and looking to continue their recent hot streak and also looking to make history this game. We go into the first half. Danielle Allen bringing the ball up for the Bobcats, and this is the ball to Jess, who's Rusin for a bruising, gets the ball past the goalie, and with that goal, she ties the Quinnipiac points record. Bobcats lead 1-0. Later on in the half, a corner piece for Robert Morris, a few passes here and there, and look who's going to make the big stop. It's going to be Meghan Turner with a diving save. The game remains 1-0. And one more chance for Jess Rusin to break the record before the half. Kristen Engelke, the Rusin down the middle. She shoots it, and it's saved by Erin McKenzie, who shuts the door for the 5-hole. Into the second half, Engelke goes to Danielle Allen. to Jess Rusin, who will score the goal. And with that goal, Quinnipiac's up 2-0, and Jess Rusin becomes the all-time leading point scorer in Quinnipiac field hockey history. But the game is not over yet, as later on in the half, Robert Morris would steal the puck, ball away. Jamie Hartley goes to Juliana Alspaugh on the right side. She centers, and this deflection will be deflected away by Meghan Turner. Another quick reaction and the same score. On a set piece, open shot for the Colonials. The shot's going to be up and away, but Turner acrobatic jump, and she stops it. And however, though, later on, the Bobcats with a corner piece, and Amanda Danziger, who will eventually get the ball after a few passes. Danziger with the zinger, and the Bobcats take a 3-0 lead. Last chance for Robert Morris. Shot is deflected away by Conboy, and nothing coming there. Danielle Allen will just dribble the ball, and the final seconds will be over. Quinnipiac wins the game, and they improve to 9-5 in the season. But the big story, Jess Rusin becoming the all-time points leader at Quinnipiac. Connor Voss after the game with more.
I'm Connor Voss here with Jess Rusin. First of all, Jess, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
All right, so at this point, how does it feel knowing that you're the best scorer in Quinnipiac field hockey history?
It's an amazing feeling. I would have never thought that I could accomplish something like this, but now that I have and now that it's out of the way, I'm really just focused on winning the MAC championship.
What are you going to do to prepare for the rest of the season and the MAC championship?
I think we've been so successful thus far because we've been excited, we've been working together, our confidence is high. I think in our preparation, as long as we continue to work together as a cohesive unit, we have fun while doing it, that's what it's all about. Like, when we start the game, we're excited to play, and we know we can accomplish it, so I think that's key.
Okay. Jess, congratulations, and thank you very much.
When we return on Sports Paws, I sit down with ECAC Rookie of the Week, Meghan Turner, and we'll see how the women's hockey team did up in Maine. Plus, women's soccer travels to Buffalo to face Canisius in an attempt to break out of a recent slump. Do not go anywhere. Sports Paws. We'll be right back.
The Bobcat Shop, located at 1010 Sherman Avenue in Hamden. Your #1 choice for Bobcat merchandise. The Bobcat Shop features 2 floors of countless styles and colors. With a full 19,000 square foot screen printing and embroidery operation on the premises, Campus Customs and Simplify can design and decorate any garment or promotional product as quickly as needed. Stop in and say hi.
I could really go for a Ray and Mike sub right now.
Come to Ray and Mike's and try our Philly chicken with cheese for just over $4, giant cheesesteak subs, and mouth-watering boar's head sandwiches for as low as $4.75. QCash accepted just a mile down the road on Whitney here at Ray and Mike's.
Join us on November 3rd at 10 a.m. for the 2nd annual Bobcat Dash, a 3-mile obstacle course race starting at Mount Carmel campus and ending on York Hill. Teams of 4 will go over hurdles, power through a bouncy house, trek through water, and much more. Prizes will be awarded for top male and female and best costume. Register your team for free at www.imleagues.com to be a part of the race of a lifetime. Be the one to survive the Bobcat Dash.
For the second straight week, a Quinnipiac women's ice hockey freshman took home the ECAC Hockey Rookie of the Week honors. Freshman Meghan Turner had a productive weekend with 2 points and a +3 rating in 2 games against Penn State last weekend. I sat down earlier in the week with Turner to talk about the honor and how her family has had a huge impact on her early success. I'm here at women's ice hockey player Meghan Turner. Meghan, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Pretty good. So let's get started. How did you come to Quinnipiac?
Well, I was looking at just some Division I schools, and I came by. Actually, we were just driving up from New Jersey, and we were just stopping through all the Connecticut schools and Rhode Island schools, so we were like, why not stop into Quinnipiac? And I came and I looked at a practice, and it was actually like one of the fastest paced practices and everything, and I love the campus too. It's so pretty, so I looked into it more, and I started liking the coaches, and I knew a kid who went here, and she was really nice, so that's kind of where it all began. But from there, I just loved it ever since. So.
Anything specific from the university that really made you convinced you were going to go here?
I think just the atmosphere in general, especially the hockey atmosphere. I didn't know much about the academic side of it until I toured with a girl who is in my major and in the program I'm in, and they were very academically focused, and I knew athletically that the team was focused too. So.
Do you think maybe because your parents were in the military before that strict method helped you?
Yeah, they weren't crazy strict like some would think, but they were definitely disciplined. Like, they taught discipline, and I think that's probably one of the reasons that my brothers went in, is they knew that they were disciplined from the start, and that's what the military is really all about. So they were strict and they set high standards, but they never pushed too hard.
You won ECAC Rookie of the Week before. How does that make you feel?
Like, we obviously have goals for ECAC, and so it makes me feel great personally, but I would rather make it to that ECAC championship as a team. So,
are there any more goals for the women's ice hockey team this year?
Not specifically. We want to keep it one step at a time, one day at a time.
So overall, since you've been here for a few months, how's your experience been at Quinnipiac?
It's been great. I love everyone I've met. Has just been so great. Everyone on the team, in the dorms, in my class, in the program, a major. All the professors are really, really great. They're all really nice, understanding, but they're also tough. So it's been awesome so far.
All right, Megan, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
USCHO released a new top 10 list for the women's ice hockey team on October 14th. After being left off the list in the first rankings, the Bobcats finally cracked it, being ranked 10th in the country. The Bobcats swept their two-game set last weekend against Penn State and were 3-0-1 on the season entering this weekend. There were no surprises at the top of the list, as defending national champion Minnesota was unanimously ranked number 1 in the country for the second straight week. The women's ice hockey team traveled up north for a doubleheader against the Maine University Black Bears. In the first game of the weekend, the Bobcats took down Maine 4-0 with 3 power play goals. Chelsea Layden had 19 saves on the way to recording her second straight shutout. In Game 2, Kelly Babstock recorded her fifth career hat trick, leading the Bobcats to a 5-2 victory. The team is now 5-0-1 on the season.
The women's rugby team defeated the Yukon Huskies by a score of 49-0 at Depot Field last weekend. Sophomore Natalie Costco led the way with 4 tries. This is the first shutout win for Quinnipiac this season and their 8th overall as a squad. The Bobcats improved to 7-2 on the season and look to extend their winning streak to 5 when they take on Northeastern October 26th at Alumni Field.
The women's soccer team hit the road for a couple of conference games this week. On October 16th, the team took on Marist Red Foxes, losing by a score of 3-0. The team then went to Canisius to battle the Golden Griffins. The Bobcats would fall to Canisius as well by a score of 2-1, marking their second straight loss. Quinnipiac sits at 2-4-2 in MAC play and 8th in the conference standings, with only 2 games left before the MAC championships in Orlando.
Women's golf finished 15th out of 20 in the Rutgers Women's Golf Invitational on October 15th. 4 of 5 Bobcats improved their first-round scores, including sophomore Alexa Gentile, who trimmed her score by 8 strokes. Freshman Nicole Scola shot a team-best 78 to tie for 34th overall. The Bobcats will go to TCP River Highlands in Cromwell, Connecticut for the Quinnipiac Classic this week.
The women's volleyball team was seeking a bounce-back win on the road at Siena. However, they would not find that win against the Saints, falling 3-1. On a positive note, senior Bonnie Conklin recorded a career-high 10 blocks. The Bobcats then dropped their 5th straight match at Marist, 3-0. The team returns home Wednesday to try and break the losing streak against Bryant. The men's and women's tennis teams competed in the USTA Intercollegiate Tennis Association Northeast Regional Championships. For the men's team, it was freshman Kei Izaka receiving a bid into the main draw, where he won his first round match. In the second round, Izaka would suffer his second loss of the year. Doubles team Rachel Horton and Sydney Young had a strong showing for the women's team, picking up 2 wins in the main doubles draw before falling in the round of 16.
College Sports Madness named women's basketball head coach Trisha Fabry the All-Mid-Major preseason coach of the year. Fabry was also the preseason MAC coach of the year, led her team to their first 30-win season in Northeast Conference title in program history last season. She is currently the all-time winningest coach in QU women's basketball history with 273 wins. And I have to tell you, Jordan, this week was just madness for Quinnipiac athletics.
Speaking of madness, stay tuned to Q30 coverage of Friday night's Bobcats Madness.
And if you can't watch it live, check it out along with other Q30 sports footage at youtube.com/user/Q30TV.
And don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter at Q30 Sports. I'm Jordan Siegler. He's Giovanni Mio. We'll see you next time on Sports Paws.